Hello, storyteller, storytelling Ron. I really enjoyed doing the GM, creating your own, your own little adventure setup, and I'm gonna do it again, but I'm gonna do it with higher level rolls. Like I'm gonna go with the D12 this time, so we could get really intense with this thing. So I'm gonna go ahead and go to Foundry, um, and start with that same world that I created on the previous video on new GM, how to new GM. New GM how to, okay. And I'm going to talk about in this one. I'm also going to give you another little Foundry lesson. Now, again, hopefully you're just playing it in the church and you're with your youth group, with your family, so you're not using this. But if you have to do it online, then this is the way you do it. You go to user management and you can add, new players that'll join online. Online player one, and I don't put a password in because I don't want to worry about that. And they're set to player, as you saw in that little thing there. So when they join, and you click on this on the right here called invitation links, and you copy the internet one. There's a local one if you're playing it on the within the Wi-Fi, and then there's the internet one over here, and you send them that link, and it's kind of meant to be private. You send them that link, and you send it to them in a private way, not publicly, and then they can join your game through a website. Through Chrome is generally the best to use, whether they're on a Mac or a PC. Try to get them to use Chrome. It seems to work the best as far as connecting to this and as a player. Now, also, when you do that for their character, up here, players, you have your little tokens. You're going to want to give them, this is important too, you want to give them ownership. So you want to say, okay, I'd like to put all players as observer, and then online player one, I like to give them, say, owner of this character, the St. George guy here, this little guy right here. Okay, so I'm actually going to start an entire new map. I did this one for the previous one, but I'm going to start an entire new map using this same thing here. Let me go ahead and do duplicate, and I'm going to make this a second adventure. Oh, you can do thumbnails here. So this is the first adventure. I can create a thumbnail like that. Second adventure, let me go ahead and go under configure here and rename this to second adventure. So it's like the next valley over with more, fearful things. And I want to make it a little darker color background there, a little grayish green. Oop, am I looking at it? No, I got to get to it. Okay, view scene. So here it is. And then you can see the tabs up here. Obviously, first adventure is activated. Second adventure is not activated, but I'm gonna go ahead and click toggle. Thusly, it'll stay up here in these tabs. And not that you need to know all this stuff. GM only, so only the GM will see this until I activate it. Anyway, for the player. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and clear all this out just to cleanse my palette here and start like with a blank. I'm doing tile controls, select all, delete. I could save some of it, but I just want to, clean slate. I'll go through the assets to grab what I want. I got to create all the little tokens. I would love to, be able to have all the assets figured out on Foundry and then sell it like as a module, but whatever. All right, here we are, blank slate, GM. Let's say they've been playing through that first adventure, low level, going through all that, getting experience. And, to toot my own horn here, for the RPG, the game system is so great that as they get more and more glory points, as they get more and more, levels, experience, and get more and more, upgrade their skills, they're still, it's not overpowering. They can still deal with them with rats or, goblin orc comparative things. I don't have to worry about constantly making things harder and harder. I will make things a little harder and harder, but just to challenge them, but it doesn't have to go out, completely crazy. All right, let me open up, kind of forgot to open up I really wish I had, I love going through these. I'm gonna have to do a Christians in Space one, an APOC one here in a sec, but I haven't yet made the hardbound version. That's the Apostles one. I have a hardbound version of, the Christians in Space and the APOC one, but I don't have one of Dark Ages yet because I'm still fleshing out a little more stuff to get it to 100 pages. So here is the pagan hex crawl. And by the way, it's not a hex, like hex crawl. I used it to play on words because hex is a witch curse thing. So kind of confusing, but it's just the pagan hex crawl section is not based on the hexes. in the Dark Ages version of the game, you don't use hexes. I just prefer. I mean, you can if you want. I don't have any hex system for that. I like to use hand drawn out maps of areas, like old classic maps, and do it that way. And you just go from town to town and area to area, and create your thing. Because as you can see in the Dark Ages, there's a map, a drawn out map that I still need to personally flesh out. I've only fleshed out the area around Lac du Lagano, the lake area right here, and that will be the campaign book that I'm working on for the Kickstarter. Oh, there's a Kickstarter, by the way, right now, based on this area here. I've play tested and played through it with about 50 episodes of players and probably 30 players. Some of it's online, some of it I haven't even uploaded yet, but it's all through this area right here. And so that's going to be the campaign that I'm fleshing out to a 100-page hard book. And I'm going to add more and more stuff to it too, just for the fun of it. And I want to push the envelope a little with with a little more fantastical options, like demonic kind of stuff, just to have it. Oh, I'm building out the pits and traps for you guys some more. I'm building out the crypts, tombs, mausoleums, and catacombs, so the dungeon crawl experience, so that there is some of that in there. Even though it's not historical, it is RPG historical, and we all love that kind of thing. So I'm building that out so that you can have that. But let me go back up to Pagan Hex Crawl. The Pagan Hex, which is right above all the creature stuff. And all these tokens are available to download on my site, so you can get the VTT version and the printable for you kiddos. Okay, where is it? At some point I'd like to make a product where you could buy a box set of like little punch outs or something. I just gotta figure that out. Okay. All right. Pagan Hex Crawl. We're gonna do a scarier version. We're gonna do I'm gonna roll I'd like to roll like a maybe D8 or D10, but I'm gonna go D12 because I could roll a 1. Who knows? So this is a way to challenge yourself as a GM, beginner GM, experienced GM, to create a story. And I'm not done, by the way. I'm building this out, and hopefully even this video will give me a couple more ideas. So building out, I might even add a couple of pages here or flip a couple of pages down to really build this out. But I'm going to go ahead and go through this. And these are, by the way, new from the last one. I added some more stuff here for since the last video I did on this. Okay, let's start with let me roll a D12 for the pagan activity in the area. 4. Oh, I got to make a village, but let's just get going. Okay, 4 is, that's okay. Feared local beast or brute treated as idol, usually with local shamanic or druidic advisor. Okay. So this is yes. Feared local beast or brute treated as idol, usually with local shamanic or druidic advisor. I'm probably gonna expand that out to like more than one beast or a whole class of beasts just to fill out that map, right? All right, let's move along and see what the motive of the leader of this pagan is. Is it a good? Okay, so I rolled a D8. This roll, by the way, the local pagan activity is I say roll similar to die ranks. Roll similar to die ranks. A D4 for beginners, up to a D12 for experienced players to determine the threat. So that's this one here, and the enforcers is sort of like that one. Location source can be anything. Let me put down a D12 because you actually use a D12. The ones that don't have dice on them, I should put like die rank variable somehow. It's like you kind of decide how difficult you want to do it. My dog's barking out there. DR rolls. Roll similar to die ranks. D4 being okay. Maybe that's a little more clear. Pagan motive of the leader. DR. Let me do that because it's referring to you kind of based on what you think. Let me squeeze it in there. Based on what you think the die rank is going to be, either low or high, on how scary you want it to be. Because here the lower numbers are a little more innocent and able to evangelize, and then the higher numbers are like demonic. Okay, so I rolled. What did I roll? I just rolled a 4. I haven't rolled this one yet, so I'm gonna roll a D8 because I'm doing like high level or you know, the players are now graduated to anything goes kind of thing. At this point, because I'm doing D12 for the local pagan activity and D12 for all this, you know, at this point in the game, that's their future. They're just going to constantly have. They can have easy missions, they can have hard missions, and you as a GM can just roll and do it, and they have no idea. They have no idea if it's going to be easy, hard, scary, overrated, you know, underwhelming, and that's the fun of it. And you can have scary locations too, which is I'm gonna do here. Oh, I got a creature worship or myth in area, you know, added scary, mystifying options to, you know, for the game. Okay, D8. Let me roll a D8. And I could literally roll like a D12 for this, for the motives, so that there's a higher chance of getting something scary. But I'm gonna just roll a D8. Yo! I rolled an 8. Oh, all right. This is gonna be finding demonic power, realizes own damnation, and are obsessed with tyranny and deception, even unto themselves. You know, a few political activist move things like that, right? Wow. Okay, so this is the high level thing. So a local beast or brute treated as idle, finding demonic power, realizes own damnation, and are obsessed with tyranny and deception even unto themselves. I should have an exclamation point there. Okay, modus operandi. Whew. Now the modus operandi isn't high level or low level. It's just you giving you sort of a you know, style of how they are. 1. Lust. Now, I don't mean lust in the sense of like, you know, X-rated type of lust. I mean, you can do it that way, but I would not recommend it. But it's more about these pagans are looking to seduce and exploit anyone who's weak in morals and lure them to their own beautiful idols, pageantry, and pomp. So just kind of fixate it that way, that it's more about the beauty of stuff. So if they're worshiping a beast or brute, whew, that's tricky for me as a GM. I gotta, like, you know, let me keep going and just keep that in mind. So D12 for the location. And actually this one might be a DR because the higher the roll, the more difficult the place. Yeah, so let me do that. D12, man, this is 2. Oh boy. Encampment bandit or war band. And I don't like that selection, but I'm going to keep it to challenge myself because that's what I love about doing this kind of thing, is challenging yourself to do different things that you would not want to do, you know, you would not think of doing or whatever. So there's a encampment band or war band where they worship a beast or brute. Maybe it's a big brute guy, a tough dude. That's okay. Let me just roll on. Let me do the D12 for this. Enforcers of the leader. I'm just trying to get some stuff here. 5. Roll a D4 for 1 below, plus some domesticated tough war dogs or boars. Okay, so let me roll a D4. So they got some sort of war dog. So there's a, you know, a series of creatures that they can. 4 tough guys. Zealot cult warriors who are all in probably 1 lower conversion level than their leader. Okay. You know, I'm kind of wondering if it's going to be a witch who they all adore, right? A sorceress who they all adore. She's obviously very beautiful. They're an encampment, a war band of zealot warriors, and they're at an encampment, and they're going to have some sort of, maybe they have bards or troubadours going around to the local villages and warning them that they must come and give, or the beast, you know, the god, the dark god will terrorize them, and she is there to appease the beast. See, so it's coming together. Oh, got a frog in my throat. Okay, that's a challenge. And I'm gonna make the lust, the pageantry. You know, I'm gonna make it silly and comedic. Ooh, but finding demonic power blazes. Okay, so that means there's possession going on here. And that they're in it to die. They're in it like they're bad. This is the worst. They have accepted the demonicness of it all. You know, they're satanic worshippers. And now obviously this is pagan, so there isn't Satan yet. So they've come up with a god that they're fully invested in. You know, tattoos and pink hair or whatever. You know. Okay, let me do a side quest as well, because this may build on to the original, or it may just be its own side quest. So pervasiveness is just deciding if there is an actual side quest or not. So let me I kind of like, you know, I don't like the side quest to be actually there every time. It can be not there. 3. What's a 3? Locals have lame local requests or fears, seeking payback, extortion threats on other locals, not realizing or acknowledging any real problems. Okay, so there is no side quest technically. It's just the locals are like, they're all sort of against each other and causing, you know, so it's all a very broken up place with a lot of factious things they got to deal with. Okay, so, all right, let me go down to local disposition. I don't think I need to roll that for the cult. They're obviously just evil. I don't need to roll it for them. And if they convert them, sometimes I use conversion levels, like the actual number when you convert someone, or I'll just use it as if they try to convert some of the really bad people, I will let them sort of subdue them, but not necessarily convert them. Not convert them, and they'll subdue them in the sense of they're going to surrender, but the church has to deal with them later. It's not about the missionaries. Let's say they fight some zealot warriors and they kill some of them and they get some of them to surrender, and then they try to evangelize to them, and that's fine. But the only thing they're going to do is if they succeed at evangelizing the cult warriors, they're just going to subdue them to basically surrender mentally, spiritually. If they get them to surrender physically, they're still going to be, and they fail at evangelizing, they're still going to feel like a threat. They're still going to like mock them and you know claim that their God will come and rescue them and stuff like that. So it's kind of that sort of thing with that I do with really evil stuff like that. So they imprison them, and then you know they don't want to execute them probably, and then when they set up the church, they get the local. If they convert the town or village, then they get them to decide what to do with them, and that's actually historically how it happened, right? The missionaries, the church didn't go around executing non-believers. They tried to convert them, couldn't convert them, like witches or whatever, witch trials, and so they sent them to the local duke or baron and let them, you know, they're not gonna become civilized. They're not gonna stop doing their rape drug love potions. They're not gonna stop doing their human sacrifices. So you may have them and decide what to do with them. And historically, the church has been blamed for these torture chambers and these witch trial executions, but the church didn't do anything with them. I mean, they gave it to the local authorities, probably knowing that something bad was going to happen. But what can they do? What else can you do? If a person says, "I still want to sacrifice humans and children and do rape drugs," and hopefully in history they'll say how much of a victim I am or was, you know. The church dealt with them. Where the inquisitors, the witch trials dealt with these people, said we can't save them. Give it to the local authorities. Local authorities said, well, if the church can't do anything with them, I'm not going to do anything with them. I'm going to kill them, you know, execute them. Because, and yet, you know, the church and the church is the bad guy in all of this. Like, the local authorities are not blamed. The witch for doing what she does is not blamed. The church is blamed. So this game is to expose that. It's to get Christians to realize, oh yeah, what else can we do? I mean, what else can you do? You know. All right, local disposition. I'm going to do this for the locals. So obviously this part here, locals have. I'm going to make the locals pretty, kind of cunning and vicious on their own right, but I'm still going to roll a regular D8. Yeah, I'm still going to roll a regular D8, not a negative like a 2D8 and keep low. So I'm just going to roll a regular D8 because this is each. And by the way, this is the overall sense of the people, but I'm going to individually roll for specific people too that I feel like are going to become, you know, NPC types. But let me just roll. Who knows? 4. Okay, so that's good. That kind of helps me. That kind of makes sense. Okay, that's fine. They all get +2, at least a +2 to resistance, because they're all, you know, they're all consumed by the pageantry and pomp of the sorceress. And I'm gonna put some beautiful idols in there as well. Like she sets up beautiful rituals. Yeah. Okay. What else is there anything else I need to roll on here? I'm gonna build out the treasure. Let me get her name just for the fun of it. I'm thinking a female sorceress. So let me do her name. 1, 2, 3. 14, 9, 5. 14 ba 9 r 5 za baarza. Well, there it is. Baarza. All right. Let me make her. Create Baarza. Baarza. Hey. All right. Do I have a sorceress? Boy. Pagans. Let's see here. A sorceress. Got some wood elves. Got ugly witches. I don't have these ones. I don't recall if I've done a female sorceress type. I might have these be like witches under the sorceress. No, I don't want to do a mission. Let me see if I did in tokens too. Oh boy. Demonic. I don't have very many. I think I have one in the sci-fi, but I haven't done like a woman sorceress sort of in a lust pageantry thing, except for these, which I could do. At least for now, I'll just use these. Yeah, maybe I should draw some. Anyway, let me. I'm gonna do a couple of stats here, not the full stats of her yet. Yeah, this is not. Let me look around. Let me see. I have some in the sci-fi. Let me look in the sci-fi tokens here. Paganism? No. Oh, I could use some of these actually. So some of the sci-fi stuff has some stuff that you can actually use in the Dark Ages, because I like these things here. These are all kind of crude. I might use these actually. Let's see. I definitely could draw some more of that kind of stuff. Oppressors. So here's some women witches that kind of have at least these two have a sort of Dark Ages look to them. But I'm looking for like kind of a more of a beautiful type thing. Where else do I have people? Galaxians? This one might work, because she's kind of a... I think I'll use her. I'm going to change this now because I did it. So I got to change. Once you select a token, it puts it in 2 spots. This guy, and then here under appearance image path. And if you changed it after the fact, you got to change them both, which is a little, I don't know, annoying. But maybe it helps for some reason. I don't know what that reason is. I better talk louder because the mic is still okay. So now it's fixed. Do I need to link actor data? No, I'll just leave it, because I'm only planning on doing it in this one area. So, Baarza. Okay, let's go with this. All right. Baarza, prowess is -2, aware 2. I don't even know if she's aware. Like, I'm gonna say, because she's not really a fighter. She doesn't care. You can just come up and kill her. She's like, that kind of thing. Savvy, -1. All of her focus is on spirit. I'm gonna say spirit 3, intellect 3, social 5. So I guess kind of high level. Okay. Remember her magic points. I'm gonna go down to that right now. Her magic points have to be the average of spirit and something else. So a 4, but I'm going to give her a plus D12. So 5. She has 5 die ranks in extra magic points. That's what she focuses on, right? So her defense is 11. Robes, but thin robes. So not even. I don't know. I'm not even gonna. I'm gonna give her a +1 to defense. So I'm gonna give her 12 because they're flowing. They're that kind of thing. Save is zilch, and then her vigor is gonna be really low. So let's just roll a D4. D4 for women. Wow, 4, but she has a -2 prowess. So she starts with 4, -2 for the prowess, and then +4, so 6. So she's got a little bit of vigor. No weapons, I'm gonna say. She doesn't defend. She expects her. I don't even think she's have it. Like I like to do like a dagger for them, but she doesn't even concern herself with that. So it's just her magic. So I got to think of some spells for her. And again, there's obviously here. Let me go ahead and go to the. She's gonna do rituals, right? Demonic possession and feral ferocity. Definitely that one. All right, let me read this to you real quick. A magic spell requiring much sacrifice and ritual. This gives the target powerful demonic influences. The scope of power should have a great strength, but also a debilitating madness. It can give great prowess and vigor while being susceptible to rebuke. It could be an incredible cunning, but fear of holy symbols. If it is placed upon creatures that are now feral and bloodthirsty, these beasts are usually put to sleep, possessed, and placed somewhere for maximum impact. They awaken or are released to terrorize local population. Okay. Definitely that one. Okay, so, or, a variation of that. Okay, so let me do rituals, demonic possession. So she does rituals to demonically possess, and she puts magic points into it. What does that mean? Whatever magic points she puts into it will give that creature or target or whatever bonuses to their stats. And because it's a ritual, the duration is longer. That lasts a day or the next day or that night or whatever. So I don't concern myself with the duration. Because she's doing it as a ritual, it requires a lot of time to do it, and thusly, whatever she puts into it will be not permanent, but for a period of time. So if she wants to make someone stronger, she gives them. Let's say here, I'm gonna just give you an example. Let's say I roll it real quick for the rituals. 11 and 4 is 15, so she has 15 magic points she gives, and she has zealot warriors or the beast, whatever. She's going to give them 11 or 15 if she wants magic points, to 15 die ranks to whatever, to their weapon damage, to their vitality, to their denouement, that they're just going to fight to the death, to whatever she wants to do for that specific creature or group of zealot warriors. And it could be a ritual that, say, does like a little army or group, but I'm not going to worry about that. I'm going to make it small because it's a small missionary group. So whatever she does adds die ranks to sets for the night. Their purpose. So the players would have to stop her. So she has a place where she does it, a temple or whatever, or she's in an encampment. So she's surrounded by. So it's in this encampment that she has a place that she does this ritual to add to these warriors. Maybe it's a brute because as opposed to a beast. Only because if she's in an encampment with warriors, then she does have dogs though, or guard dog. They have guard dogs. So this is an impossible camp to sneak into, So this is a tough one. I mean, if you think about it, right? Okay, so the demonic ritual and the ritual, you role play out as like she's performing her ritual tonight, kind of a thing. People know when the ritual is, and they probably come, right? If it's a pageantry, it must be a big show, and she does her thing. I mean, so they could come in for the show. But in that show, What's it called? Show. Um, I gotta think of a cool name. The rights of Azah. I don't know. I gotta think of something for Bacchus. The Bacchanalia. You know, the whole Bacchanalia thing. The rights of Bazaar for Bacchanalia. Bacchanalia's. Something. Promise. I don't know. I'm gonna come up with something else. I'm just thinking of something. Yeah, this is tough. This one's tough. Let me just let me I'll make a folder here. Second adventure. Just tapping in. Put her in there. Baharzar. And all right. So this is a war. Let me start off with the war encampment. All right. I got to make an encampment. And I'm only going to place that down a few things, you know, just to get it going, and then move around and put other things down. Props. Village props. It's an encampment, so let me just kind of look for things that look more like an encampment. All these things. This thing looks fine. I'm just throwing in a few things here. Oh, there was under pagan stuff. There's, yeah, these little guys. Let me put some rocks down just as a signifier of the place. Definitely a guard tower looking thing. Another guard tower. A couple of ruins. Sure. So this is just it's right. Is it in the middle of the map? I'll make it in the middle because she's sort of the source. She's planted herself right in the middle of this area. I'm gonna put her little space right here by the rocks, the monuments, where she does her thing. And there's the warriors. Let's put that there as the guard tower for her. And then there's just like these little homes. I'll probably add more later. And this little work area, little front area, where the warriors are. Okay. I'm still considering it a forest. So let me put that there. Ooh, that's pretty big. I don't know why that's so big. Okay. Let me put in some rocks. Obviously the forest. I'll flesh that out even more later. So everyone knows about this pilgrimage to this place where they can see the rites of Bacchanalia or something. And how else am I going to build this out? There's got to be other places around, right, to make this interesting. Let's do village props. I'm gonna do a little villages, a tavern type of wayward place. Oh, I don't know, for some reason I feel like doing an odd town that runs along a road. I just feel like suddenly doing that because make it a little different. So I'm going to make a road that kind of runs through like this. And along this road, I'm going to go to brackets. Let me make it 30-ish, 33, smoothing. A little wider than that, 40, 55. So I have a road running along the bottom of the map, and I'm going to add buildings all along the road, like it's a traveling road, a well-known traveling road. And I'm going to move her encampment up to the top here. And along this road is going to be, I'm going to draw in some more little sort of in-road kind of like settlements. I don't know why I'm getting this detail, but that's okay. I wonder if I wish I could select all of them. Let me see if I can select all of them and then create that setting I want. I don't know if it'll do it for all of them. Let me do a little bit smaller road. Smoothing. Only did one. Okay, so I'm going to do them all individually. 44. Smoothing. Just a way of adding a little bit of kind of outward worldness in there. Okay. So this main area here where they start off is going to be sort of a inns and taverns and wayward things, and they can talk to the people there who are all conniving and telling them what's going on in their conniving way. You know, I got to figure that out. I'm going to do like a little rich farm spaces over here that are being subjugated maybe, or I got to roll the conversion things and make that decision. Let me put in some farm kind of looking things here. So it feels like something else is going on, you know. Okay, I'm definitely going to put something scary though, since I want a beast, you know. I'm going to do that. So let me put the why am I keep doing all these roads? I'm going to do roads. That's just the way it works. Okay. I'm putting roads up to her encampment. Smoothing 33, a little bit thinner. 33. Let me do a 33. These roads are gonna, I don't know. I'll do something about it. Okay. Let me go ahead and put in a villager. Okay, well, there's villagers here. So these villagers are generic, and I'm going to, let me go ahead and throw this, let me put, oh, this is in the second adventure, and let me close that. Cave Bear is generic, Villager 1 is bear. Now, Krios is specific to the first adventure. I could obviously make him another character, but I'm going to keep him specific. So Villager, though, is generic, right? They're just going to be in this area. And I'm going to make more characters later. I don't want to be too time consuming. But I'm going to go ahead and put what is their conversion level here, just to see. Oh, it's a 4. It's a 4 actually. They're neutral evil. They're conniving. 4 neutral. They're conniving. So they're all conniving. So that's just to give me a little bit of a sense of what this group is in this area. So there's an inn. They're rude. They're I got to think of like who what. Okay, let me roll for over here now for kind of, this is just a denotion of what this area is like, because they might be completely different, or they could be worse. I don't know. Or they could be way better, like the source of like actually goodness in this area, or a chance at it. Let me see. Roll 1. Wow. Oof. Wow. Violent evil will seek ways to attack outsiders as ambush or thuggery, or if surprised. They run the area openly or with skullduggery. If these resist, it is impermanent. If these resist, like your evangelism, it's permanent. You can't ever. 5 die ranks. Okay, wow. I'm going to say that this place was ransacked then and taken over by some of hers, and these people are completely compliant with her now. And so this is like a sad story here. So let me go ahead and put in a ruin just to remind myself. I have ruins. Ruins. I'm gonna say these are taken over, so they could go in and clear it out, kind of a thing. I don't have. Let me create a couple of. Let me create a. Let me create a cult warrior, and that will be kind of the generic cult warrior that's in the area. And the people are not rising up against them; they're just complaining. So these are all the same name, I believe. Yeah, Brigand. solo. So I'm going to pick that. And it's going to be a randomized wildcard, so that anytime I plop it in there. And of course, when I do that, I wish when you select on randomized wildcard, you still have to go in and type in, which is really annoying, asterisk right here. And so it'll pick it'll randomly pick anything with, and it's very confusing as to where you put the asterisk because of this 20% thing here. So brigand solo asterisk. I took out the 1 and put the asterisk, but the 20, it's like the little 20% there is very confusing. I wish this, it's very, I don't know why it's not, it just kind of knows to, whatever. I don't know. It's just very strange. Anyway, update token. So just so you know, if I put in this, see it randomizes the tokens. So that is what's in there. Let me put some basic stats in there, and I got the basic stats here for these type of, if there's zealot warriors, I actually should use zealot warrior stats like these guys, cultist warriors, and their pageantry. They use lust and pageantry, so actually I might want to change this. Let me switch this to brigand in case I use some brigands. And then I'm going to do a new one here, lustful cult warriors, cult warrior. I'm trying to think of something beautiful. What's the name for beautiful? The modus operandi is called lust, but pageantry, pomp, cult warriors of pomp. I don't even think I have the token for this, but let me try to get the closest thing that might look like that. These are like Celtish warrior looking dudes, or Germanic actually. I could use the temple guards because they have that sort of pomp look to them. Looking at the troll guards, or I call them kobolds, kind of either kobolds or trolls, whatever, because they're evil things, these cosplay looking things here. I could do that as the pomp, the lust. I don't think that's really lustful. Greed, pure malice, tyranny. Well, it could be pageantry. Creating these costumes is about pageantry. It's about getting people to be, these cosplay costumes is about pageantry and getting people to believe in it when you wear these things. These are real warriors. I could do that way too. I could go that direction, which I think is fine. Let me see my little stats here for that. Kobold. I don't have. I have a terrible naming convention for them because there's only 3 of them. But if I do the asterisk, wild card naming thing, it'll select all of them, including the hag, because I didn't name it correctly. Oh, darn it. Let me just change her name to. Darn it. I can't do it in here. All right, I'm just got to deal with it. Okay. Okay, what? Sorry, I'm seeing some weird. What is this? Oh, I called her Hexa. Oh, Hexa is kind of witch. Rustic. Anyway, that's, darn it. Don't want that. Let me delete that. I'm just going to delete that. Start over. I chose a token I did not want. I'm still kind of confused now. What do I do? For the cult warrior of pomp, I'm going to put the temple guards. I'm going to go with it. All right. Let me just do the temple guards. That's fine. Make my life easier. Temple guards. Where are they? Pagan. Temple guard. 1, 2, and 3. Fine. Perfect. These guys believe in looking good. And they're I got to put the little asterisk in here, replace the 1 with an asterisk, so it'll select randomly. We took it. Okay. And this is higher level, meant to be. So prowess 2, awareness 2, savvy -1. Well, 1. Spirit, I'm gonna say -1 because they're all into the lust pomp, so they don't have that much spirit. They just want the immediate satisfaction of pomp, of looking good. Intellect -2 and social 1. Okay, so defense is 14. Heavy robes and shield. So that's their defense. So if they got a shield, its defense is 16. Armor save is a 1. Vigor is, I should probably just make an average. So because this, I could change that number whenever. So let me just say 6 plus 3 plus 6 is 15. So they're kind of tough guys. Are they that tough though? 6, 3. Oh no, it's based on their prowess. Yeah. So 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Okay, 11. Yeah, 11 makes sense. Okay. So spear +2. I'm gonna say +1 DR. And then one-handed, two-handed, one-handed. So the damage is going to be a D8, D10. It's pretty much going to always be a D8 because they're always wearing their shield. The one thing I like to give them, and I think I've made these before. Oh, I have them in here, temple guards. Let me just grab their temple guard. I was kind of doing my own thing there, but let me just check out the temple guard in here. I already did something here, so I might as well use it. Here we are. Let's just do this one. Okay. Copy that and bring that in here. All right. So defense 17, armor, robe, chain, save D8, ooh, vigor 13, heavy spear +3, +1 die rank, one-handed D8, reach, two-handed D12. Oh, I made them really tougher with that. I'm gonna make that a D10. I think that should be a D10. Now, obviously, that could be just a special whatever, but I'm gonna keep it D10. Okay. That obviously can be upgraded. They can upgrade that to. Let me type this kind of the way I would normally do it, which is this D10. Actually, I should put it in the book as well. One-handed, two-handed. Okay, something like that. Sorry, I'm actually editing my book while I'm talking to you, or while I'm doing this video. D10. Okay, and reach. Okay. Dagger. Denouement, discipline. Right. Let me +2 DR, guard their leaders. What they roll can impede attackers or as a DR penalize shots or blessings. Now the leader, when the leader rolls or guard their leader, sorry. So they can roll that, and that can impede an attacker on their leader, or it can penalize shots being fired, or even blessings that are meant to go after the leader because they get in front of it. They yell and scream. They know to protect the witch, the sorceress. If 3 together all gain plus D4 or +1 die rank to attack and defense. Let me remember that one. If 3 altogether all get a +1 die rank to attack and defense. Okay, so that's cool. Save that. Cult Warrior of Pomp. Put that in the folder. Oh, it's doing that one. That's okay. I'll just ignore that one. The 3 thing. All right. They have decided to take over this place. They've killed. They're evil. They're evil. That one. They've killed the owners. Or the owners have fled. That's pretty bad. I am scared right now. So these people are evil. Now, this 3 here, I kind of like. I'm going to make this like a special group of 3 who are quite powerful. So it's like almost like a how do I do that? I'm going to like Cold Warrior Pump Triad. So what I'm going to do is their vigor is going to be times 3, 39. Yeah. Same. Everything else is the same. This one is going to be. I'm going to add 2 die ranks. The 1 and then plus 2 more because of the person in there. And this is going to go up by. No, I'm going to make it D12. Just D12 because they're going to use their shields. So I'm not even going to concern myself. Because that's basically 3 die ranks, right? Well, that's 2 die ranks. D8, D10, D12. I'm just going to keep it D12. That's the damage that these 3 can inflict. I'm going to take out Dagger. Just because I don't want to use it. Oh, I got to fix this. This is supposed to be 2DR. The denouement discipline means that they get, whenever they're having to roll denouement, they get an additional 2 die ranks. So there's a good chance they will not flee, right? They're very disciplined as such. Okay, I'm going to make this 30. Oh, it changed it back, darn it. Okay, let me. 36 here. That's weird that it changed it back. I didn't save it. Okay, so one-handed, D12, reach, take out the dagger. I'll keep everything else. So they get the they get the +1 die rank because of they're together. So I'm gonna add that. Oh, the spear. Oh, so it's 3. I already did 3, 2, 3. So 3 total. So 4 die ranks. And then this is gonna add 1 die rank. So let me just roll that right now. Like I just added another die rank to defense. And that die rank is going to be 1. So I'm going to add 8. And that's based on their skill together. So they're only 18. Armor, robe, chain, and together. Just to remind myself that I did that. Together, 1 die rank, +1. Oops. That's just a note for me to say I did that. Okay. All right, so this is the special group of 3, like definitely her personal bodyguards, right? Yeah. I mean, and the denouement, I think it's going to be even more because it's them together, plus her, and I'll do that during the game. That'll be. Now there's going to be more. I'm going to add some of these guys too. Brigands. As the like lower class cult warriors, encampment types. Where are they? Here, ruffian, thug, brigand. This guy's okay. A little tougher, a little more. Yeah. Dagger, sword, bow, stealth. 1 weapon +1 DR to hit, parry +1 DR. I'll use that or not use it, whatever. Brigands 9, good vigor, and then their defense is a 14. I put these in these little slots here. These little slots here are the these guys here. The bottom one is this one, which is the hit points, and then the vigor, and then this is the defense, and this one's nothing, or you don't see it because I'm not subtracting or anything from the defense. Okay. It'd be cool if I could. Let me see. I wonder. Delete me. Whatever. If this number. I wonder if I can do like a -2 DR. Nope. Only numbers. Okay. So I was gonna do that for like the wounds. By the way, how I do wounds in this game. If just so you know, and if you've seen my other games. If this cult warrior is injured, like it's a grievous wound or a penalty from whatever, I will put in a note there, 2 die ranks, right? And then I'll go ahead and display it for everyone. I can just display it for myself, but I do it for everyone so they know. So I do that, and then that way I know that this guy is at -2 die ranks. So what does that mean? I'll either give the players the 2 die ranks for defense if they attack, or I'll just penalize them somehow, whatever. Even for his denouement, he'll be at -2 die ranks, So I'll do that. I'll do that with the players too. And then once they clear it up, I'll take that out. If it's healed or whatever. ahead and hide the thing again since I don't need it. I might just do for always for I like the players to know that they've got a wound. That way they know that like it sort of denotes that the person is limping or wounded or, you know, weakened. Okay, so I got these brigands, and these brigands are going to live here as well. And I think too that you know what, they're going to have maybe these three here, but then these brigands have taken over this place, right? So they're going to be there as well. So I'll just do 3. These people, you know, how are they accepting this? How these people are neutral evil, so they're like, oh, they deserve it. The rich, you know, I think they gave to them to take them, and they're happy about it, right? And then the poor, this poor village or farmers are out, maybe in a cave somewhere. What did I roll for them? Well, I rolled a nat 1 for so evil, so I erased that group. But let me roll that group, like the lost villagers, right? The people that were here. Let me roll them, okay? Because they're hiding somewhere. So are they good? Are they evil? Let's find out. I'm rolling it out. D8. 5. So I'm going to say they're out here, hiding. Or maybe they're appeasing her, hoping to get their place back, and she's just manipulating them. That's how bad that can be. Sinners. Oh, sinners. Okay. Feeling guilty, avoid helping anyone, fear of retribution. Okay, so yeah, that makes sense. They're hiding. They're hiding out here. They're devastated. They're sinners. They have nothing. So that's a story in and of itself. I have a fireplace. Let me get a fireplace going. I think it's in the caverns. Why I have it there, I don't know. Or they could live in a cave. They're hiding in a cave. Sad. Oh, what am I doing? Not much of an adventure if this is all they're dealing with. But that would be cool. Like they find a cave, and they're like, "What's in there?" And people make fun of them. They're dead. You know, they're gonna say something bad about them, but they're really here. And what can they offer them though? Like, what would be? Well, nothing really. Just the goodness of their hearts are gonna have to help rescue them. I might come up with something else. I want a creature. I want a beast. What is she doing? Oh, they have the war dogs though, so let me get some war dogs in here at least. Some. I'll just do wolves because that's in essence what it is. The war dogs or whoever. So war dogs are under beasts, which is there. Where's the wolves? There's a roll there that could do more exotic beasts, and I didn't roll that, so I rolled domestic beasts, so I'm gonna do it with the wolves. Okay, wolf solo. Oops, I gotta pick it. So they have wolves. Let me do the whole randomized cards. I gotta put a little asterisk in here for some reason. Gotta find this little one, put an asterisk there. And I have stats for wolves, so let me grab that. So they're definitely using wolves. Here we are. Okay. Vigor is 7. Soup 7. And then the defense is a 14. Okay. So they're using wolves as their guard dogs here. Those are big wolves. I'll just use my little quick skill and bring them down a bit. Oh, is there a third wolf? I want to get the third wolf. Where's the third wolf? This guy, okay. I can Here, I'm going to do, what did I scale it to? That looks about right. That's down 0.8, so I can just do that in the main one. I mean, I can always change it to whatever, but I'm going to do 0.8 here. Okay, so these wolves are a part of, I'm going to say part of these guys. Part of the guarding in the, let me see, put that guy there. Okay. I still don't have the beast. The beast that she can possess. Maybe I'm going to do a beast out here that she has figured out a way to possess it, to do something. Yeah, I still got to figure that out, man. Let's see. It could be a cave bear. Could be a dragon. Could be one of these big thingamadingers. What are these called again? They're biblical. Unicorny things. Be one of these big birds. Demonic possessed. I mean, a boar? What about a demonic possessed dog? Like, since... Where's the dog ones they have? Oh, these are prehistoric looking dog things. Maybe I'll do these guys. They're bigger, scarier. She knows to scent herself with wolf urine that gets these guys at peace with her, right? I know it sounds terrible, but hear me out. Wolf urine that gets at peace with these dudes. And here, let me just pull it. Oop, no, I can't do that. That's becomes a tile. So then she gets up to them. Because she does that, everyone thinks she's protected by the... Yeah, because she does that, everyone thinks she's protected by the gods. And thusly they, they worship her. And no one goes near. They see her go up to them at the cave and do the thing. And they all fear and know they cannot mess with this thing. Now this thing, these creatures, what are they called again? Andrewsarchus. That's their actual technical name or whatever, their prehistoric name. I'm going to come up with another name for them. The Sarcus. Yeah, okay. Okay, see? I'm slowly figuring this out. Sarcus. The god, the teeth of Bacchus. Sarcus, the teeth of Bacchus, is what they're going to... They fear this beast. It's big. It's probably not that big, but it's big. Let me just do kind of a that thing. I have a stats for it too. In here, in the prehistoric area. I'm trying to think, though, how they... Mongrog, I got a name it Mongrog in here. So she goes to, with, using her secret concoction, all she's doing is a performance in front of this beast to make all the villagers realize she's one with the Bacchus, the teeth of Bacchus. Sarcus, the teeth of Bacchus. So that they all will worship her and do what she says. So I'm going to do that. Thusly, the villagers realize, oh, we have to fight this thing. Let me see, is this thing big enough? I don't know if that's big enough. Let me see. No, okay, I definitely want that bigger. Let me... Vigor 22. Okay, 2, 2. Just want to make sure it's scary enough. Ooh, maybe not that big. Let's see. What's the stats on this thing? D10 plus D4. Pretty vicious, so... I mean... about like that. Which is... 2. So I'm just making the size I want of this creature, the token. I think this is not as powerful as I'd like. Maybe I'll make 2 of them because, and all I got to do basically is just temporarily change this token to the other one. I'm not using the random because there's only 2 of them. And I got to make it smaller. 1.6. No, that's... yeah. I'll make 2 of them because that depending on the group. Like if the group is small or big, if there's only a few of them, I'll make just 1. But if there's... so it'll be optional. But they live in a cave. Yeah, so let me make a cave system up here that she goes to and performs, and they all have to... or maybe I should make the cave over here, like near the village. But then, and she feeds them, right? She's going to feed them too, so there's that. So, where props? Under props, cavern tunnels. They're in a big mine in the back here. So since they're there, they don't need a guard tower. We put the guard tower. Take the guard tower out. They don't need it. They got a freaking beast back here. Oh, the beast is gonna have puppies, right? They're gonna make more of them. I'm coming up with a story in my head now. The reason that they attacked that village down below is because they wouldn't give up their livestock for the creatures, right? So now they've taken it over and are feeding the beast, these beasts, the livestock down here. Thusly, that's why they took it over. Villagers. Let me just do... and I'm just doing tiles. I should probably do tokens for the fun of it, but for now I'm just kind of reminding myself. So these are actually used to feed. Now they could use humans too. They can use humans too, but I'm going to do tokens here in a minute. I'm going to probably do tokens of some of these other creatures, but, well, let me put these in here. I'm just doing this now for expedience. I'll just put in these here like that just to remind myself of, what I want to do later. If I use this. But I'm just showing you how it goes down. Okay. So she decided to take this over and they're running out of food, right? They're running out. They're these rancher farmers are over there hiding. Actually, I should make these way up here then. They're hiding way over here, and that's going to be one of those rumor things where I think the villagers are going to say there's some bandits over there, kind of a thing. I'm going to put some little guys in here, like pups. I think the pups, I'm going to go ahead and just do tiles. Just to, like that. I mean, I should do tokens, actually. I mean, I got them. Just make them smaller. All right, let me just pull in a couple of these as pups. I don't want 3 of those. What's the other one? Oh, I gotta change it manually. Okay, just delete this. Delete this. Let me go ahead and do like a bunch because that's kind of that's gonna be dangerous. And then just make them small because they are pups, and they need to be fed. And they're gonna. So she's appeasing them for now. But I want to create a ritual site. So let's put the ritual here. And then the people come, here to watch it. And the guards obviously keep them at bay. And she goes up here to do the ritual. And the people can watch from here. So they're all amazed at her. Let's hope I can fill that with same color. Fill type, solid. There. So we got like a open area there that they all come to for the ritual. This is the bandits who kind of keep everyone at bay. They sell stuff, right? Food. There's mean dogs. Let's see, where are the mean dogs? They go to... I'll make this their home. And that's what they use for the urine. Only she does it, so I think maybe we'll keep them up here. With the dog handler. Since I don't want to be too overwhelming with the how many people they have to deal with, especially enemies. I'm not gonna do this tower. I don't need a tower. I think it's kind of silly. I don't need it, or it's not really important. There's no need to sneak up with the dogs. I mean, they still could sneak up. I don't know. Let me think. I think this is too. I think maybe just down here. I think maybe just one guard, temple guard, like an intro, and maybe 2 guys or 3 guys. I'll say, well, I'll just do 2 guys. Put this guy back up here. And I think 2, I'm going to make only 2 guards up here because I don't want to get too crazy with the numbers. And then they're going to they'll have a slave person still doing the work. So I'll make let me make a basic villager. Okay, slave villager. Slave. Oh, I know. I have slaves. Okay, so slaves. Group of slaves, and they're like they were the ones that worked for the farmer, so they can tell some story. That is, if they're where are they? They're pagans? I put them under pagans. Oh well. We'll just do 1 guy. There's 2 of them here. Slaves. Okay. I guess I'm gonna do a randomize thing here. Slave 1 and 2. And yeah, it's creepy to me how role-playing games, the pagan ones, are saying we're not gonna do slaves, but slaves was huge. I mean, huge. Prevalent everywhere. And it was Christians who ended slavery. It was the white colonizers who ended slavery. And yet, it's funny how they're erasing all these things. Like in Pirate Borg, I see they mention they don't want slaves anymore, and they don't have slaves mentioned in there, because the pirates were slavers. They act like they were liberators. Well, they might have been liberators. The enemy of the enemy is my friend, and and liberated some to make them soldiers for their fight, but then they went right back into slave trade. I mean, they had that was not a problem for them. So we got a couple slaves here that are doing this. And then these guys, I know what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna have these guys like live the high life in each building while the slaves are slaving away out here. Okay. So that's cool. These are in hiding. There's the beasts. There's this. So you get what I'm going with this. You've got the sorceress. All she does with these is come up to them, perform a ritual of companionship that the villagers, all the locals, come and see that she has the power. She could draw them out to attack someone if she wanted, right? And this rancher is forced to give, or is taken over and now feeds them. She could do a ritual where she makes these guys stronger if she thought that was needed. That may be the first thing she does, and then if they get defeated, she's gonna retreat to these guys and use her magic to possess them. Let me see. Uses wolf urine to scent herself to become one with teeth of Bacchus. I'm gonna go more like I would go into I don't know how much more detail. I mean, I could do more interesting things. Like I can make this where they're hiding could be a ruin with more interesting stuff in it, and then it's considered haunted or something by these people, but it's really them hiding there, and making it seem like it's haunted. That kind of a thing. There's nothing here. I could do a thing where you could add more things in here. I don't know what to add right now. I'm trying to, I'm kind of overwhelmed with what I've already put. Or what I've already come up with. You kind of need a break at this point. So I'm gonna end it here. But let me put some ideas down on my list of. Well, here, let me roll. There is one other thing I can roll here just for the fun of it. I put this random ideas of adventures here on this aside adventure ideas. All right, let me just roll that just for the fun of it. And obviously, I could do it for there's another table there I could do, or add another one. Let me roll though, just to 10. Ooh. Just add like flavor. Unusually warm year has brought a prehistoric beast into the area. It has nested in a nearby building and kills livestock. All residents have boarded themselves in their homes. Okay, so that's... We could have an opposing beast in there for the fun of it that's roaming around in here, but it's going to be a little too strange with them. Or it could be here, and so here's what could be happen. There could be a beast that comes in here. They're in real hiding now. And this beast is causing a little bit of problem here, and they're like, let's say, walled up, like they've starving to death. And if they can fight this beast or fight it off or whatever, or it's roaming around, so it's not there yet. That would be kind of cool. There's a beast that roams around that when it shows up, and then so in other words, they could either fight it or they could lure it over here and cause problems, right? That kind of thing. That'd be kind of neat. Let me see. And it's unusually warm. So that's, there you go. Another little twist on the story. I want to do that. let me type that in real quick, just as a note. Okay. Let me just type in a note here. Just to remind myself. Roaming beast. They're holed up, hiding. All right. Let me create the beast real quick. I'll create the beast. Hold on. Okay, you can never have enough. Never have too many beasts, right? All right. Just write beast. What beast am I going to put in here? I could do this dude. What this kind of beast? Very territorial beast. Let's do it. Just for challenge myself. Let me see. I got stats on this, I think. I got stats for this Triceratops looking dude that kind of roams around in there, warmed up. A dragon. Horned dragon. Horned face. So, and obviously this is to teach that there were probably some of these remnants left. Ooh, this one's tough too. Defensive head. So its head is a 14. So facing it as it charges you, you know, it's got a pretty good defense, whereas its body is a little bit less. Horns +8, D12, crushing. Yikes. Stomp. So stomp only happens when it charges and knocks, if it knocks somebody down. And brute stomp. So this brute stomp only means that it'll only do damage on the stomp. The only way it can do the charge and knockdown is if it has space to charge somebody, right? But if you're right up against it, it can't charge you necessarily. It just does the horns. Still pretty damaging. I mean, I could even, you know, you could change it, add more dangery things, but that's easy enough. 14. I don't think it's gonna give me an option to do 10, so I'll just leave it like that and have to remember myself. Okay. Size. Let me go with 2 width. Let's see if that's a good size. A little bigger. Let me try 3. It's gonna be a little, probably too big, but we'll try. Ooh. Let's go with it. Okay. So this thing's roaming around. They're afraid, scared out of their wits. What's this thing called? Horned dragon. Okay. Horned dragon. And of course in here, horned dragon. Kind of lame that it puts the name 2 places and you gotta remember that. Okay, anyway, horned dragon. Let me delete that and put the new one in. Okay. This thing is roaming around over there. See? Fun stuff. I probably want to put another village over here of just despicable people. I don't know. I'll keep it like that. I might add some more, but anyway, you get the gist of it. The one thing I'd say we're lacking is a good dungeon crawl, right? On, you know, in here. So I'm going to make sure I do a little list so that you can roll out a possibility of, well, there is a possibility of it. I just didn't roll it. That's all. Let me go back to the list here of rolls. Yeah, I mean, there's, you know, pagan tombs, pagan ruins is here. What else? Yeah, I mean, it's in there for them. It's not in there for a side thing, but I'm going to put that in here. Dungeon option stuff. Okay, so I'll have a list of like extra little things you can dot the area with myth and legends and stuff that they can go explore. Okay, so that's a little bit higher level, I would say. This adventure. You know, we got some bigger, more scary beasts. The option to do 1 or 2. Definitely with some youngins there. That if they don't vanquish these, they're gonna. If they don't make these prehistoric creatures, if these Christians, the missionaries, don't do their job and make these extinct, do not preserve them for science at all. They got to kill them because they're so dangerous. These predators, they're gonna get worse and start eating everybody, kind of a thing. I mean even say that they've already eaten some people, you know. I mean, I kind of wonder too if like maybe one here, like the mother, and then the father is the one over here trying to eat them. and she's saying it's safe and peaceful, but in truth, this one's getting ready to, or you know, that's kind of wicked too. But I'll just keep it like this. So, ritual, yeah, and I don't know how the player is going to handle all this. You know, there's a bunch of villagers here, like that, just to remind myself. These guys have taken over this place, and they bring up the food. I mean, and there could be a little more depth to the lies and deceptions and manipulations. There could be a bit more inside here as well, but I'm going to keep it like that for now. I mean, you know, I rolled it out. There's definitely some story and plot there. It could go simply, or it could get complicated really quick. I would add more to the character motivations, but it's pretty usable at the moment. You know, I mean, more forced, you know, more props or whatever. And again, if you're doing this on a table, you would have these set up, you know, ready to be set up. This area ready to be set up. This area ready to be set up in your little printables or, you know, whatever you've got. And you would have a hand drawn out map of this area so that they could go exploring, you know, the little settlement here, the little settlement here, the little, what do you call this area? Where you go, the sanctuary, the grove, I don't know what it's called, but the pagan sanctuary where the sorceress is. Okay, that's it for this, just to show you how I just work on another map. I had no idea that this is what it was going to be, how it worked out, and how the roles played out. So, yeah, this is how you do a Dark Ages setting, how you kind of, as a GM, create an adventure area that they can go to. Again, you can add more stuff. I will add more tables of fun stuff that you could do. And I like challenging myself that way, so that the roles are challenging me to create stories based on parameters, restricting parameters. And then, but obviously you can, you know, if it's too restricting, if it bums you out, change it, you know, re-roll. But I would really challenge yourself to try to keep what's there and figure it out. That's how writing is. That's to me is what writing is all about. Storytelling is, even as I'm writing stuff in my Alfred books, I'll write to a point where I don't even know how they're going to get out of it. I literally will write it to that point. And this happened a lot of times in those stories. In my, you know, I talked to my sister who's the editor on it a lot, and even when we reread it, I can't remember what happens, and there's no way they're gonna get out. How do they get out of this? I can't remember, you know. And then through practice, you just come up with really not stupid ideas, but good ideas. And the thing about this is that the players, what I really like about this too is that the players help me learn how to storytell better because of their reaction to whatever I'm presenting as a writer, you know, for my writing. So it's just constant practice in that way, and a great practice with an immediate feedback kind of thing. All right, so there it is, and these are for the Dark Ages, for the Lord RPG, in the game of life. Gotta roll holy dice.